Fuck wrong with you?
I'm just trying to fucking get fucking alive a little. I died a little fucking in the past 4 hours. It's Ben and Breeze. We doing the Sesh podcast. We're fucking here. We got some trees. About to go down.
Good.
Breeze, what up? We recording right now?
Hold on. I ain't got no backwards out and that shit.
You gotta go from 0 to 100. You gotta start rolling it up while the fucking shit's recording, and then you light up a couple minutes in. So you
Then with the podcast etiquette.
Yo, there's an etiquette.
My boy is the podcast expert, Sophomor's expert, all the experts. So we're gonna start the podcast up. Let's set it up. Hold on, let me cut this straight. Well, there goes our fucking mic. Light rumble. And this is the Sesh podcast. Now, hold on, I gotta think of the fucking. How did I say the intro again? That says.
You don't have to do it the same every time. We just do.
You got the intro then.
Welcome to the Sesh podcast. I'm Ben McCabe.
It's Trees
Here
and
with
Breeze. Yeah, it's me.
Trees and Breeze. He already got that to you.
And this is the Sesh podcast, man. Let's give it up. Make some fucking noise. All right.
What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
How's life?
Life is good.
How's your day?
The day is good. I'm feeling blessed. I'm here. Another day.
Feeling blessed. I ain't heard that before.
Another day, another dollar. You dig me? I'm happy that it's a day in long. Yeah, let's toast to that.
I wasn't hard.
It was like a good time to toast. Yeah. It's like we drinking exotic. What you drinking over there? Why you
I ain't drinking nothing exotic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
the farthest thing from exotic. It's fucking Red Bull. Red Bull and poison.
What's up, though, my guy? What's going on? How you? Oh, let me get my.
All right, man. Let me pull up this thing here. Keep my
Let
mind
me
on
get my
track.
smoke on. Let me get some smoke utensils. Got my. Oh, look at my new bag. I got my new bag.
That's that new Gucci joint?
That new Gucci.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's this new Gucci.
Lying motherfucker.
This is new Gucci.
Yeah, man. It's been a good week here. Let me pull up this what we got going on. The internet's not really working too great. Gotta get our shit together right now.
You brought some weed there?
Yo, I did bring weed. I brought this weed for you, actually.
Ah.
I know you've been smoking that fucking bunkness for
Bunkness. So
I got. Ooh, there's a little. Oh yeah. So this was the same shit we had on Thanksgiving.
yeah.
We got it. We went to MedMen. I suppose we should talk about that a little bit since we disagreed.
Word.
Well, not quite that we didn't disagree. I don't want to go there yet, but there was some discrepancies, if you will.
Yeah, because that's what we went to MedMen.
But this is mainly it's some Mendo Breath by Korova, I think the name is.
Yeah, it was
Grab
Korova.
this shit. There's a little bit of that Siberian tiger or whatever the fuck they had.
It wasn't really disagreeing. It was just more they was putting the labels on it. It was some regular Gorilla Glue.
All right, well, let's get to it because that's what we're smoking.
So pretty much right here.
So what's your beef?
All right, MedMen. We went inside MedMen. 2 regular young males looking for some marijuans. We go in there.
We didn't find any.
We found marijuans. I didn't find no different marijuans that I see. Like my caliber, where I go buy weed from, it's always gonna be somewhere exotic or somewhere that's a good caliber because I don't smoke trash. You know what I mean? Well, I feel like I don't smoke trash. Even like the Sniggle Fritz. That's what we call them, Sniggle Fritz.
So what you're saying? There was all trash at MedMen. There was nothing fire.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it was all regular weed. All regular. It wasn't this is $70. You was telling me that this is a $70 eighth. I'm like,
all right, well let's all right. You gotta notice one thing though. The shit you're smelling on the shelf has been sitting on the shelf for fucking weeks. The shit you get in a jar that's actually sealed and from the brand from the brand that you're looking at on the counter is gonna be different. The shit on the counter is like not the best representation. It's been sitting outside. Like picture you got a little fucking jar in your living room that's been sitting out for 2 fucking weeks. You go to it. Is that going to be fire to you? No, it's been left out. Word. You know what I mean? And that's the same shit with those jars on the shelf. Now, there were a couple fire
ain't no different from the jar on the shelf and the weed that came in the fucking jar. The one on the shelf and the one that came from the back room was weed. It was the same.
What, so weed don't get stale? Come on now.
Weed gets stale.
Okay, so it's been sitting out on the fucking shelf. It's getting stale.
But I'm not saying the weed they broke out from the back of the room was like $70 weed. Like,
how the fuck do you know? You didn't buy none. You got the $40 shit. So what are you talking about right now?
But no, bro, I smelled the $70 weed
on the shelf that was been out for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Who knows how fucking long?
Yeah, bro, this don't matter, bro.
Yo, it does matter. What do you mean it doesn't matter? You're throwing shade right now on some fucking all these brands, all the brands that are in MedMen right now. One of them being Team Elite Genetics, which grows complete fucking fire, complete and utter fire.
Okay. So
and I'm not, and that's only one of the brands that I can mention. There were other shit that was dank there. There's some other shit that's just regular weed. Right. There's some other shit that's like not like shit that we want to smoke. They got a spectrum of everything. Now, it's one of the more pricier fucking places you can go because they're one of the biggest names out there. But
no but
there's still. What do you mean? There's no but?
Motherfuckers is hiking the price because they got red lettuce.
No.
And they putting the eighth out in.
That's not true. That's not true.
I know. All right, I'll take it.
How many dispensaries you been to in your life? That ain't true.
Right now I've probably been in a good. I'll say like 20 different dispensaries. I ain't gonna give them.
I've been in a good like fucking 200.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand what
how
you're
much
saying.
weed you been buy? It don't matter. It don't matter who the fuck sold me the weed. It's what weed it was. It don't matter if Jesus Christ came down. If Jesus had trash,
I think you're just mad. You're just mad at the numbers you saw, bro.
Yes, because because if I seen some mutant weed in there, if I see some shit, they're like, yo, this is gonna get me. And that's nothing. You're right. I should have bought it because if the high was different, I can definitely consider it. But if we're talking about. You was talking about one. It was like 25 to 22% or 18%. Like, yeah, you the one that looked at me and said 4% willy fucking nilly. How much more 4%? Like 35 more bucks.
It's not about that though.
I know.
It's not about the percentage, right? And anybody listening right now, don't ever fucking pay attention to the potency numbers.
Right. You
buying weed in a dispensary, like you're gonna get fucking high regardless. Buy the one that smells dank and it fucking looks great, like that. Like that's what's gonna vibe with you. Mm-hmm. But there's brands in there like Northern Emeralds has some fire. They had the Titan OG that was like $65 an eighth, which is an expensive fucking eighth for sure, But that doesn't mean it's like not worth it to most folk. You know what I mean? Like most people,
maybe it's not even.
And it's not that. It's like they're not even charging more than other places. Like I've seen Team Elite Genetics and Northern Emeralds at a bunch of other dispensaries that are not as big as MedMen, but they still are priced the same. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like they're wholesaling that shit at a high number. You got a problem with the companies hiking the number up, not MedMen. You know what I mean?
Word.
MedMen's weed that they grow will be priced the way you like.
The company that's growing the weed probably wholesaling for a certain rights. As MedMen got their brand on it and be like, yeah, well,
MedMen don't have their brand on it.
I'm saying, and MedMen sells it. MedMen puts a retail price on it, so that's how they.
But what did I just say?
You making my point. That's what I'm saying. MedMen no goddamn grower. Fuck out of here. That's no nothing. What are you talking about? Like I understand.
Yeah, I know they're no grower, but there's 1,000 dispensaries out there that you think every dispensary you go to is the grower?
Yeah, for sure.
No, it ain't.
At all. You're right. That's a whole different part of the game, for sure.
So all I'm saying is that MedMen is not hiking the prices up more than anyone else. I've seen Team Elite Genetics.
That's not true.
And Northern
Emeralds. Maybe because they're legal.
I've seen those brands in there. They're a legal shop. That's what I'm saying. They're
so they got to pay their taxes.
So they're paying the taxes. But like you're saying, it's MedMen hiking the prices up, right? Which I disagree. And I'm just going to say you're flat out wrong. I ain't even going to give you any leeway.
Why you say that?
Because I've seen the brands that were on the shelf in there. Corova, Viola, fucking Team Elite Genetics,
Northern
Emeralds.
Set those prices and the MedMen's just following.
They don't set it, but like, in any industry, right, there's like, you buy something for the wholesale price and then there's like a standard markup. You know what I mean? There's like, 2 times, 1.5 times or whatever. Like everything's got a different markup depending on what industry it is. And weed is the same way, right? So it's hard to get people to pay anything more than $70 an eighth, right? That could have been the other 3 types of weed in there. Shut the fuck up. But so you got those brands in there, right? Viola, Corova, Team Elite Genetics, Northern Emeralds. They are priced the same in MedMen as they are in other dispensaries. Whether they're nice dispensaries and MedMen level, or whether they're just on the fucking corner and they just had a chance to get Team Elite or get fucking Northern Emeralds. Green Wolf, a dope dispensary that has good prices and shit on a lot of stuff. They carry those brands, and they're still the same. They're the same price there as they are at MedMen. So it's not so much the dispensary you shop at, it's the brand that you're buying. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and that's why but Team Elite Genetics is the most expensive shit I've ever seen. $70 an eighth. Besides West Coast Cure, which I think is only like delivery. I haven't been able to find them in dispensaries. Their shit's like $75 an eighth, $80 an eighth. It's fucking wild. Right. And that shit, I think that's what you're talking about right there. That's the one. Like, if you're gonna throw some hate on, like, I've seen their shit and they got it in the can. You know the can you do pop top. It's not. It's a little dry. Yeah, I don't like that.
That shit is fucking dumb.
What?
The Smart Bud. I don't. It's not. No disrespect to the brand. Just the whole can capping thing. Stupid.
Yeah. I mean, that's where it's going though. That's where like this whole industry's going. But that's what I'm saying. Like, so you got to do that, the jars or cans or whatever you do, because now you got to be childproof. By the state of California, you have to have certain packaging, and all that goes into the price. So if you're a real brand, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a brand trying to make a name for yourself, like fucking anybody out there, like Budweiser, like Mac, like any brand, you got to put in packaging. There's all this overhead. It's not just like, yo, I got fucking OG, I'm slinging it. Here it is in a bag, and then people put it in a jar. You go to a dispensary, and they're like, how much you want, an eighth? Let me pull that out real quick. It's not like that anymore. Yeah. It's like, oh, let me go grab this sealed jar.
But I like this
from the manufacturer.
Like honestly, I like, and that's kind of where my points come from. I came from the era where buying weed is fucking illegal. Yeah, so if I got to do some sketchy shit, even I can't go to the dispensary and pull my phone out. Fuck it. I'm not about to pay $40 more fucking dollars because I'm going to fucking. I don't want to say no brand names right now because there's no disrespect, because I will take y'all flower if y'all want to sponsor in our podcast. But I'm saying, other than that, fuck it. But honestly, it just has a lot to do where I came from the
Yo, but industry. I agree with you there, because I'm from the same. We are. If you're fucking over 5 years old, you're from that from that era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but that's what the beauty of like the dispensary is. We talked a little bit about this last time, but you could go in and find all sorts of different shit from companies, right? And that company's putting the same shit on the shelf every time. Now, when you were growing up in Long Island, you were selling Dubs, right? Or you were buying Dubs, $20 bags of 0.7, 0.8 of haze and sour diesel. And you weren't like, fuck these motherfuckers and their price. That shit came in a fucking bag. Who knows what it actually fucking weighed, depending on how much money your dealer needed to make that week. And that's kind of it's similar pricing right now, right? $50 to $70 an eighth.
Yeah.
So it's like, to even say like, you're used to spending less, right? But if you're buying an eighth at a time for the taxes these people got to pay, the brands they got to make, the packaging, like, yo, if you're buying fire trees from an exclusive thing, from an exclusive company or an exclusive strain, whatever it may be, if you know people grow fire, like, I think there's some validity to charging that much. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we're disagreeing, is that being able to charge that much money for an eighth of weed. Like, I know how much weed costs to grow, for sure. Not that fucking much. But when you got to pay taxes, you got to pay a whole crew of people to do it. You got fucking overhead. Like, that's what happens, man. And that's where the industry, like, that's where it's going, for sure. There's going to be those $40 eighths, but, yo, prices are going to go. Like, it's going to be $20 a gram. Flat out. Like, that's going to be a standard fucking price. You're going to get a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but $20 a gram, $50 an eighth.
All right.
You know?
All right. So let's keep going into like the future of cannabis now.
You want to keep it going now? You got no argument for it?
I got no fucking argument there, because that's some bullshit.
One in the books for Ben.
Yeah, you got that one, because that's some damn bull. I ain't going to say that, because your argument is definitely valid, bro. And honestly, I can respect in any business them want to put value to their product, because that's more time, work, and effort. Because at the point they're gonna have to validate these things.
Well, you know what it is. I think a lot of people have the same feeling you do though, about like they're like kind of they're not angry, but it's like, yo, what the fuck?
Yeah. You
can get like what the fuck? They're spending that much money on weed these days. Like, I thought the legal industry was supposed to make shit cheaper. Like, nah, that's not. I mean, that's just not.
And it's not really even at a standpoint where I'm like, yo, it shouldn't be this, but it's like at a point that I feel like I've found the value in these things, like when I buy the buds, and and honestly, I do feel like I'll get to a point where a $70 eighth, maybe, I've been in that conversation before with people, but you're gonna have to show me that, you know what I'm saying?
All right, next sesh,
yep,
I'm gonna bring you a $70 eighth, and we're gonna talk about it.
All right, so let's move it on.
If anybody wants to prove Breeze wrong, send your flower in.
Oh yeah, no.
We'll review that shit.
No hate, no shade, bro. But really, like honest opinion, I even seen Dougie from Hitman. He was on his live. He was on his story. And he was like, "Yo, I'm tired of people calling flour not grade A." Like,
yo, you're getting into my topics here. I got some shit like that on what I want to talk about, and I agree with him 100, like tenfold. Like, I agree with him.
So wait, what you saying? Bring it in, like that. Bring it in. And
I'm saying, and that brings more validity to that $70 eighth. Mm-hmm. Right. So let's skip right to that then. Let me bring this shit up.
Bring it up.
So he's saying it's hard to find A+ weed. Right? Everybody thinks they got A+, but it's really B or C grade.
Right.
He's 100% right. Everybody thinks they got fire these days. You put it in a fucking pretty box, in a pretty fucking jar, and oh shit, I got top shelf weed, and that just simply ain't true. And like people like they have lost their way on defining good trees. Right? So there's so much.
Was there ever?
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
yo, back
instead of the usual, like, so just expand. Don't even forget that question.
When like back in the day, right? Like we're from the Northeast. I'm from Connecticut. You're from New York.
Right.
Back in the day, there was it was easy to tell, right? You had fucking regs or mids, which are the same thing. We won't get into that right now. But then you had nuggets, you had headies, and you had exotics. And like if you were
however you called it, however you
word you had like four levels, right? You had lows, medium to lows, medium highs, and highs. If you really want to go like if you want to break it down, however you want to call it.
Right.
But it was easier to tell your exotics, right? Because you had like haze, sour diesel. You only got that. Like you were able to tell like, yo, this is some next level shit.
Yep.
Right. And then it was like headies, like, yo, this is good weed.
Right.
Then you had nuggets, like I couldn't find good weed, but I didn't get the worst weed. You know, that was like BC Bud, fucking Cheeto Puff weed.
Cheeto Puff.
Then you had your regs. Like, it was easy to tell. Right now, you're in California, you're in Oregon, Colorado. There's so much weed out there, and a lot of it's pretty fucking good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? These days. Like, it's hard to find regs and shit like that.
Mexican
like, you even
Mexican brick weed.
Yeah, like, I talked to my boys up in Oregon who, like, grew up there, and, like, they're like, what are you talking about? What is that? They didn't even know what brick weed is. You know what I mean? So like now you have all these companies out here who like got money and everybody's like somewhat more educated on how to grow weed. So there's a lot of weed that might look pretty and might like be big ass nuggets, but they don't smoke right? Like there's
that's what it really boils down to.
There's a scale on like how to judge like what is good weed. Now it's like you have to go through your checklist. Does it have this? Does it have the right terps? Word, it does. Okay. Does it have the you know, like what spectrum of terps is it hitting? Is it hitting like the fuel, the funk, and the fruit? God damn, because that's hard to do.
So break that down.
Are you hitting?
What was this? Jungle Boy? What was this you gave me just now? What was this you gave me before? I don't even go back to it.
I think it's Corova. Mendo breath. Like this shit.
If we had to put it on a scale just for like, you know, rough drafting right now, let's just run through it real quick. Corova.
So like it smelled like Mendo breath. Right?
Yeah, it was the Mendo.
But it wasn't that fucking strong. So like the terps to me were like it was like a 5. It was like middle of the road. It wasn't that great.
And you going off of what's the scale you said just now again? You said
so we got a little scale here. It's a little much to get into. But as
we'll run it up on the board. We'll run it up on the board through the edit. The edit we'll just put it up on the board.
There's 3 categories, right? For as far as I'm concerned, for judging how good some weed you get is. Mm-hmm. First category, most important, your terps. If you go into a dispensary,
and that's the flavor, right? Are we talking about flavor?
So terpenes, your flavor, your smell, right? And the reason that's the most important to me is like when you went out and got weed back in the day, you smelt that shit, you're like, oh shit, that's fire.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how you like judged weed.
Right.
That was the first shit. He was like, how does it smell? Right? So within the terps, we got like this little trifecta of like a fuel side, smells like gas. You got a fruity side, right? And then you got that funk. That funk's like that skunky fucking, can't even put your point, like can't pinpoint it really. It's not even that funk, like GMO, right? GMO's got a lot of fuel.
And what's that name for that shit? Grandfather's breath?
The garlic mouth odor.
Garlic, that's the stupidest fucking name that could have ever came up with. I don't care who made it up. I don't give a fuck.
There's a strain called dog shit. What do you want? So so you got that trifecta, right? The fuel, fruit, and funk. Mm-hmm. And GMO's got like a fucking 10 on fuel and a fucking 10 on funk. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's got that little bit like those two together just make that shit offensive, and it just creates a great terpene profile. Like that's fucking amazing. Now, how well you grow it is also up for debate. So that's the terp category, right? You got those three. Break it down however you want. You got smoke. How does it smoke? That's the second most important thing. The flavor on it. How do you taste it? Does the flavor last the whole way through the L or the joint or whatever you're smoking, right? Or is it like halfway through the blunt? It doesn't quite taste as good, like whatever. Or does it smoke clean all the way through? Nice, nice full fucking smoke, big clouds. And then you got smoothness, right? Is it harsh? Is it nice and smooth? Can you just take massive fucking rips and it's just beautiful to smoke? And then you got the ash, right? You're getting what type of ash you got there? You got some white ash? Yeah, you got white ash. And most people do, right?
I give it some white ash.
That's like clean. That's clean shit right there. That it's been flushed. Like that's just a sign of clean fucking weed. So that's your smoke. You got the flavor, the smoothness, and the ash is what you got to consider. Now, the last one, and I don't know, like I agree with this a little bit, but I was influenced on this category, and it's the appearance, right? I've smoked fire trees that like doesn't look good, right? And that's because I've been back east and everything comes shipped out.
I've been smoking for the past week. Fire tree,
for sure. And it might look bunk, right? But so there's things to consider. Like when you break open some bunk looking weed that's also fire, it's like super crystally on the inside, maybe. So in appearance, you got to consider your trichomes, right? How much trichome production, and I don't know if that belongs in appearance. I got mixed feelings on this category. Bud structure. Right? Like when you break it open, you break some weed apart with your hands and you get like just those perfect little petals the whole way throughout, or some shit just crumbles, or just you get all small nuggets in there. Are they all the same? Are they all this like size isn't really a thing. Like chunky is nice. Chunky's nice for sure, but also what's nice is like you ever get that? It's just like a bunch of little fucking balls, but it's all bud. There's no stem, there's none of that, and it's all fire. So like the bud structure, is it like fucking scraggly, thin ass little buds like that? To me, that goes down in my book a little bit. I'm not into that. And then was it trimmed well, right? Like, does it have a lot of leaf on it? How like some plants grow more leaf, right? More fan leaves than others, so you're gonna see a lot. Like you're gonna see a lot more in there. And that's judging to like a quality thing at that point. I don't know if you just say like how is it trimmed? Like that's not just appearance, right? And trichomes is not just appearance. Right, and bud structure is not just appearance. That's also a category of like how well this particular batch was grown. So those are like the three main categories. And then there's just this other category of like exclusiveness, right? Like how is it swag, rare? How hard is it
What's
to?
The name? You said the swag, right?
That's the swag category. I got some hate for the name swag though, so we're gonna have to rename that category. So there's a little bit of swag to something, right? Like, is it a harder strain to grow? There's certain strains that are not grown because they don't produce massive fucking dripping with trichome buds. Yeah. And they're not sold very much because who the fuck wants to buy that these days? But sometimes their terps are on fucking point, and that's like a fire strain to smoke. So it's like that little swag of like, is it exclusive? Do you like that strain? Everyone's got a little bit of preference. And like for me, like I left what's the high like out of this category, out of this whole thing, right? Because the only time I'm gonna notice the high is when I'm smoking for the first time during the day. That's when I'm fresh. Otherwise, like I'm already high. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna notice like, oh, this strain gets me super up.
But sometimes I can roll some gasset, some shit. Somebody come out I might grab some shit. I'll be like, yeah. And honestly, I feel like you feel like I'm always high at the day. Yeah. I smoke all day, but that gasset could change. It could change if you got some fire. The flavor, just the terps itself can give you a different high. I feel that's personal to me. That's personal to me. Word. I definitely feel that.
I don't know. There's always preference on that. But like nowadays, like getting back to what you said before, like you gotta break it down because like you get weed from MedMen, like this Mendo breath. That's like it's good trees, right? But it's not on that next level shit. No way. That's regular trees right there as far as I'm concerned.
I haven't seen the next level shit. I'm gonna have to keep it that.
We got to get a better camera in here because I want people to see if they're watching the video to see why I say that. There's certain shit, right? There's the hold on. Go ahead.
You got to convince me because I don't see it. You know what I mean? I understand it's a podcast. I'm supposed to be
but
putting y'all on.
You understand.
But
you're right. So like some bud, right? Like I'm talking about Team Elite Genetics. They're a great example. Like I'm a big fan of their company.
Yeah.
There is one thing on this category shit that they do, I think, lack in a little bit, but it could have just been the one of the two strains I had. But they're jars, right? Like they used to sell it in a mason jar. They changed up their packaging because of the laws, but they used to sell it in like those little short mason jars. And you got this. You pop that motherfucker open, and it looks like this dude straight up went out to his garden, chopped a bud off to plant for you. He fucking held it like this until it dried perfectly. Then he threw it into a fucking mason jar, and he held this mason jar and he fucking cured it every day, looking out for you to come to the dispensary.
Well,
And when you show up, he's like, "Here, Brayvon, this is for you."
Now,
like
honestly,
it ain't been touched from nobody, and that's like some pristine shit.
We're gonna have to find out their marketing scheme. So however,
It's not a marketing scheme. They
Yeah,
pay attention to
how
quality.
they made you feel that way.
They didn't do no marketing. I saw them in a dispensary one day. I said, "What's that one?" I was like, "Oh, that one smells like fucking fire. It looks dope too. Let me get some of that." That's how I found out about them. Not through no marketing, through the fucking quality of the product. You know what I mean? Like, there's some people out there who don't have to fucking market that are just that fucking fire. You know, like.
You got to show me. You got to show me.
Sure, yeah, I love that. Yeah, for sure.
You got to show me. That's all that it comes down to. That's what it boils down to with me about that shit. Like, you know, a lot of that shit I'd be like, yo, you got to show me that. Like,
I got no problem showing you that.
I know you don't. So that's why it's gonna be cool, and y'all gonna be a part of it. So, all right, I fucked that one up. It's cool.
Give me your charger. I'm just about to die. I need to read. What's next? What we got next?
We got next.
We just covered one
let's
of my
go to
topics.
the cannabis news. Let's talk about because that's what I
We
honestly.
ain't done with the topics, homie.
We ain't done with topics.
No, all right, go. What's up with cannabis news? What you got? You sound passionate.
Nah, we can talk about topics.
No.
There's
You
all
already
these things
said
to talk
it.
about.
Let's not argue now.
We can argue about that. I think it's a good argument. Nah, but I think cannabis news just because I am excited about a lot of this cannabis news.
All right, what you got, man? What you want to talk about?
Well, me, I kind of want to talk about your information that you got, honestly, because your information is dope.
Let me bring it up then.
Yeah,
I got shit to say about that. But
Yeah.
I'm on a roll here. All right, my shit's loading like molasses. All right, so what do we got here? Current events. Yeah, all right. I was excited about this one. I thought this was like put shit in kind of perspective that made me go wow a little bit. So Forbes did an IG post on Instagram, and I'll read you what they quote. I'm not a very good reader, so. With Mexico moving closer to legalization of cannabis, the U.S. is increasingly looking out of step with cannabis trends. Uruguay and Canada have already made recreational use legal, while 30 countries and 33 U.S. states, including Australia, Germany, and Israel, have legalized some type of cannabis use. The legal cannabis industry is expected to reach $146.4 billion worldwide by the end of 2025 That's right around the corner.
That's shmun right there.
Hold on. So U.S. companies and investors are mostly being locked out of that market because of the federal government still classifies cannabis in the same category as heroin, LSD, and methamphetamines. That classification and its ramifications mean U.S. companies are losing out on the opportunity to shape the first wave of the global cannabis market. There are 9 Canadian companies valued at more than $1 billion with a B.
With a big
3 of
B.
those which are worth more than $13 billion.
With a big B.
And not a single U.S. company comes close.
Despite
the fact that the U.S. market is 9 times the size of Canada's. So
this is big.
All the reason I like that was because all these people are getting tight. People feel like it's a small industry, right? This is posed to be massive, and with the going back to what they first said, with Mexico moving closer to legalization, right? They had a court case. Somebody got in trouble with weed in some fashion. I can't give you the exact details, but the court set a precedent saying that they're allowed to consume their cannabis without any legal ramifications.
For a fact.
So that starts the trend in Canada, in Mexico, of being recreationally legal or accepted. And Canada, of course, we know is already there. So now in the North America, America's looking what's up?
Right.
We're still going through this bullshit of legalizing state by state, people getting arrested for it. We're actually behind. But the market as we know it is massive here. There's so much money we just went to MJ BizCon. Like the money going around at that show is wild to me. Like with lights and people, just the infrastructure alone, So it's really interesting. I think to kind of see that this is the U.S. market is probably the biggest market in the world for weed, and we're behind right now. That it's only gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's a young business. Everybody in it now who's got companies and who's doing their thing and stays on the right track is really gonna benefit. And I think that's really exciting for a lot of people. And I think that it's still exciting to see that how far we have to go to see things change. Like there's a lot of crazy laws, there's a lot of overregulation. Like I think that as we go, like things can still evolve. Things are good. Things can still change. People are mad about Prop 64. Like, give it some time. Like things will change. Like it's all going to be about money, just like every other business. But it's going to be a real legitimized business all over the world. Right. All over the world, which is exciting to be able to be a part of it and watch it develop. Really watch it going on. It's like you like people look back. You look back on a time in your life, be like, damn, I didn't know how good it was back then. And now you're going through something like that, but you recognize that, oh wow, like this is fucking cool. We here. And I hope people can there's a lot of hate and a lot of people throwing beef around this industry. Just do your own thing, man. Just do it because there's room for everybody. Yeah. And that to me is I thought that was exciting.
But my take on it is really for us to be still for marijuana, weed, whatever, to be still classified under the Schedule 1 Act is crazy. You know what I'm saying? To be scheduled to LSD, ecstasy, fucking, heroin, all that shit. Honestly, I don't want to get into and not judging those people that do partake in those drugs. But for this drug to be classified in the same thing is I only been here 25 years. I know good and well there's no way in hell that you can put these on the same plateau, right? So that's my first thing, right? And for now we're legalizing it, it does so much more for us in the industry. You know what I'm saying? Not even to get into the world market that plenty of businesses that's from the United States are already trying to get into, but to not have our situation federal and to not have so our packaging laws go by state and by different places, different.
A lot of do. So the traffic laws.
But for this type of situation, is it like that for food?
No. I'm just saying that's how it is now.
But I'm saying, is it like that for food? Is it like that?
It's like that for alcohol.
It's like that for alcohol.
Yeah, it is. I think it is like that by food.
I'm asking,
So California has to have certain shit labeled. You always see certain. You go into a place, you go into no one, you don't know any place, and it'll be things around you might cause cancer. California has certain regulations you need on packaging specifically for food and stuff like that. I think that I think you're right. I think going back. Go ahead.
But it being not federally legal
holds it back.
It holds it back because it's not even a standard where everything is by state, and what part of the state you're in, of your state's the laws that your state is making, whoever stage that is, and it's how your packaging situation works out. You know what I mean? And that doesn't even make sense from all right, from an illegal standpoint, it's word, fuck it, it's illegal. But from a legal standpoint, it's bro, that don't make sense, right? If you guys banning it, it's literally is hindering the advancement of, and that's just one thing. The packaging is just one thing. I'm just using that as a small, I just feel I
think that the Schedule 2 thing, there's something else, I don't know if you put it up here or not that you want to talk about it, but one of the representatives, I want to say it was a Kennedy, Joe Kennedy or some shit. There's a bill or something to have marijuana legalized at the or declassified at the federal level. And so what it means to be a Schedule 1, right, is that there's no medical testing allowed. So you can't even, there's no medical purpose for this drug whatsoever is what they're saying. Now they've also made Marinol, a bunch of a couple CBD product just got approved by the FDA. So to say that weed is not medically beneficial is asinine. I don't care who you are. If you do the research, you realize that there is a medical benefit to this plant. Now that's been that way for a while, and nobody's legalized it. And it's just, it's completely asinine. It really is. If you look at it and you have any sort of reasonable brain, you can realize that it's not as serious as heroin or methamphetamine or any of the shit. And with the way all the states have moved with legalizing recreational and medical, I mean, 33 states have cannabis laws right now. That's well more than half. So like, how the fuck do they still have it at a Schedule 1? You know what I mean? It just really doesn't make sense on so many levels. So what I'm getting to is that I think it's deeper than that. Like, if you legalize weed on that, there's so much medicine and so many other products, like the byproduct alone, paper, cars, shit you can make out of hemp, the stems, the byproduct. There's so much potential there, you know.
For a fact, I just think that with legalizing it federally, it just spreads awareness. It's able for people to not. And even businesses, bro, like, I want to go into more like different businesses.
Well, wait till they do legalize it federally. It's kind of what I was saying before. Is that like how massive it's gonna get? I mean, pedal to the fucking metal. Like, if you do that, like, I mean, that changes the game.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Even if you reclassify it or deschedule it, like, wow, like that could be huge. Especially now with like all the laws, like. Now they're starting to import weed from Canada, I heard, or like some type of product there.
Would you like to talk about Canada? Or this time you want to talk about Canada on our list or whatever?
No, Canada's not on our list.
No.
Well, a little bit. You got Aurora up here.
Yeah, Aurora.
So talk about what you got going
so
on
Aurora
here. Yeah, okay, this is what I was reading to check. But I did read another article where they said they were importing weed to the U.S. from Canada for some drug
So
products.
Aurora, man, it's like I was reading an article about this company, and then pretty much, don't quote me, but
Quote you.
Yeah, quote me. But the Aurora, it's a Canadian-based company.
Yeah.
It's based out of Edmonton, Canada.
They're a huge cannabis company.
Huge, bro. I think they're in over like 21 different countries, bro. That's what's big. And like it said. The facility, it started with like 5 million capital.
21 countries. Where are you seeing that?
Yo, bro, 21 countries.
Where'd you get it from?
I got the Grow Up, and then I did a Wikipedia. I did like some Wikipedias on it, but Wikipedia was a little dated. But they 21 countries. I can tell you the countries right now. 4 owners. They started with 168 acres in Mountain View.
I mean, I know the company. They're one of the companies that's traded right now.
Yep. Hold on.
I don't know what their ticker is or anything.
21. They got in January in 2017. They received a license from the Health Canada to sell oil, and they after receiving the license. That was January 2017, and they received the license in February 2016 to produce oil. April 2017, they a license to sell 4 products, cannabis products, oils. 2018, they got mad shit, bro. Mad shit.
Yeah.
The largest medical cannabis patient outreach service in Canada. They do the BC Northern Lights, the indoor growing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you talk about big weed companies, like especially like the ones that have been on the stock market lately, that have been like blowing up. Tilray, have you heard of Tilray?
No.
So Tilray, I don't have as much information as I should on it, but Tilray is like the leading cannabis stock right now. It's just made like it jumped like 30% after Sessions got kicked out of office. Like people made money. Like if you talk about like the tech boom and like people making money overnight on the stock market, like weed's starting to get that way. Like weed companies like Aurora, Tilray. There's a few others out there that are crushing it. That are big companies being traded on stock.
Yeah, they said they trade as I forgot the name. It's AB something, but whatever.
Like think about that.
They got mad licenses though. That's crazy because they got. I'm leading up. They got mad licenses.
Yeah, but like people got licenses all over the place. Like sometimes, like 20 licenses. Are they producing in 20 countries right now?
21 operating licenses as we speak, bro. It's crazy. It's Berlin. They got Germany up here. They got
Germany's a big.
They got Canvas. You know Canvas RX, the largest medical outpatient service. BC Northern Lights, an ingrown growing manufacturer. Aurora Larson Projects.
I don't know what that is. I mean, I think
that's in Quebec. It's a biofarm in Quebec.
No, they're with MedRelief. They're with. I mean, they're. I think they have some stuff going on in Colombia as well.
In 21 countries. That's why I said don't quote me exactly one, but those for sure. But but the new one they got. But what I was talking about with them is they now will be able to ship to the Czech. The Czech Republic. Their company is going into Czech. Their company, the Aurora Cannabis, is gonna sell to this company Czech medical herbs, right? And then that Czech medical herbs is gonna distribute to all the pharmacies in the Czech. So
they have a lock on Czech right now.
They got a lock. It said it's just complete.
Gave it town.
Yeah, they run it now. They got Czech. So it's like to see that happen. It was like the law allows patients.
And people are complaining about the U.S. market.
Yeah,
but you can only
says,
get weed from Aurora in Czech Republic.
Yo, seriously, bro. It says the law allows patients a total of 180 grams of dry flower product per month, as prescribed by a specialized physician, and is obtained using an electronic prescription form.
A lot of these other countries like that, like they're focusing on like real illnesses. They can't go in and buy a gram of hash oil and a rig and go home and fucking torch it up and dab, which I'm gonna do in just a second here. Yeah. A lot of companies like South Korea just legalized that. That's another big one. But it's only for like Marinol and Sativex and all these like bullshit. Like that's not weed. That's a cannabis derived medicine for sure. Do this over here. I don't get interrupt the sound at all. That's definitely interrupting the sound. Sorry about that. Yeah, I mean, the international cannabis market is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And like, I remember when I realized that, like, yo, this isn't just the U.S. Like, everyone's doing this shit. Everyone's like falling in line with like making cannabis an accepted form of medicine or even recreational use.
You think Aurora's the biggest cannabis company?
I don't know. I can't say yes or no. Honestly, I really have
no any other company that's in 21 countries. I think they said that.
They can't be in 21 countries.
I just googled.
Well, I don't know where you read that, bro, but I just googled it and it says they have 8
places. I didn't tell you what I read it from. The Grow Up.
Yeah, the Grow. Yeah, but I'm not on that. See, this is why we need soon in this podcast we will have a screen where we can read these things together.
Bro,
stay tuned.
I was trying to read you the law, but you cut me off.
All right.
It said legalization will restore the federal government's ability to regulate a powerful new. Oh no, that's not the law. That's not the law. But that's a good explain. Let me explain this. Look, so legalization will restore the federal government's ability to regulate a powerful new industry through. No. You don't need to know that because we already let's just read the law. It said the law allows patients a total of 180 grams of dry flower per month as prescribed by a specialized physician, and it can be obtained using an electronic prescription form. Notes the statement through some domestic production exists. Oh, hold on.
It's not the law. That's how it's like they're
yeah. That's what I was saying. That's not the law. I got it written down over here.
They're allowing people to buy flour. Are they allowing people to buy hash oil?
Right. That's what this is pretty much explaining part of the law. But yeah, they're allowing people to buy flour, but only can have 180 grams for
a month.
A month.
That's like a quarter pound, though.
Yeah, it's like an ounce. Yeah, no, that's just like a quarter pound. Yeah, it's more. I was thinking like an ounce.
But yeah, it's like a half a pound.
I don't know why I thought when I seen it, I was like, damn, they only get an ounce a month. But yeah, that's like a half a. Yeah, it's like a quarter pound. You're right. Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's more than a quarter pound. It's it's like 2 ounces, but it's like 6 ounces.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh boy, hustling. All right, what's next on the news?
I don't know,
Let's come back to America. What's up with Massachusetts? Massachusetts is funny. What's up with Massachusetts? What's up with Massachusetts?
Bear with me for a minute.
Those guys taking a dab. But Massachusetts is lit right now. I know that. I was reading it, the article, and I'm like, damn, bro. All I say, I wish I had a dispensary in Massachusetts right now. Right. You dig? For a fact.
All right. Let's do this.
All right, my G.
All right, so Massachusetts, right? I don't know the exact day, and I should. On what day they actually started sales, right? But it was over. Let me read you off the page here. I'm not fucking butchering this. Why can't I find my document here? Bobby! All right. So, first off, let's just go with the facts here. Cannabis Control Commission in Massachusetts, which I assume is the people who do their regulations and checkups on cannabis stuff in Massachusetts, they report that the 2 stores, there's only 2 dispensaries in Massachusetts right now, sold more than $2.2 million worth of cannabis products during the first 5 days that they were open for business. One of those, like in between that time, was holiday Thanksgiving though. I know people smoke a lot of weed on Thanksgiving. So. But yeah, only 2 stores, and each customer, right, is only allowed to get an 1/8 of flour, but then they can get whatever concentrates and infused products they want, right? Edibles, topical creams, all that shit. And this is what I thought was funny. Bud tenders are seeing driver's licenses from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Rhode Island. So fucking basically everyone in the Northeast is flooding to Massachusetts, and it's so much more dense up in the Northeast than it is out here or in Colorado.
Yep.
So they're getting people from all over the place, and dude, one of these stores in one day did $500,000.
Wow.
You know, like that's crazy. That's wild money right there.
That is crazy.
You know what I also thought was funny about this though? Nobody from Maine. Maine's got shit. They don't need yours. Maine's got a fire little weed community up there.
Wait, why you say that? Wait, I'm saying, why you say no Maine? Why you saying no Maine?
Because Maine's got their weed already. There's a big growing community up in Maine, and they have cannabis laws already. So they don't really need to drive.
Oh, you're saying because it was the Northeast?
Yeah, they don't need to drive to Massachusetts to get their shit. There's dispensaries in Maine, and there's a lot of Maine's got this was a couple of years, a year or 2 ago, but they had a program where you were able to grow at your house. You had you can get your own medical license, and the caregiver situation where you can have you and 4 buddies, and you grow everything for you and your 4 buddies at your place. So,
damn.
They have good laws. They have really good laws, and there's a lot of people doing fire weed, fire hash up there.
Pass me the torch, G.
Here's the torch, G.
So 2.2 mil in 5 days, over 56,000 marijuana products sold. Yeah. Oh, did you not say that? I think I got that in my own notes.
50. I was wondering. I was looking. I'm like, where the fuck did you get that?
Yeah, it was over 56,000 marijuana products sold.
Yeah.
They said it was causing a lot of tourism to the neighborhood. But this is what I like about that.
They were saying 2,000 people a day. They said from the time we opened, from the time we closed, the register was not being used the entire time.
But this is what I like about that. Because I was reading the article and it was it was traffic. It was a lot of people in the street. People, they fucking...
Yeah. They shuttle people in.
Yo, bro, it caused the economy, a flux in the economy to go up just a little bit, bro. And it showed you... and I haven't read of any, hold on, excuse me. I haven't read of any dangers or violence that went on. So just and if it was... It couldn't have been that fucking bad because it would have been the first thing posted what the marijuana industry will bring. You know what I mean? So I know it wasn't because I'm smart enough to understand how the media would twist that. And it said it's bringing more parking spaces. So it's bringing more police fucking police on detail. Yeah, bro, it's flexing the community in a positive fucking way. And all we trying to do is get high. That's all we've been trying to do. Just let us get high. Let us buy a little eighth today. Don't try to bring me in a fucking jail, officer. I'm just trying to get high, you prick. But I ain't even trying to call him a prick. But you are. Because now I got to pay some money to bail out. It's not like I'm about to go do some extensive jail time for my bag of trees, my G. But that's what I like. I like because it gives you just that much hope. Just because the people that don't understand, the people that don't get high, the people that don't go buy their weed and smoke and be like, how you smoking weed in public? Or why would you do that? That's disrespectful. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about. And I'm not trying to tell you shut the fuck up, but you coming at me with a negative, not no positive energy. You know what the fuck you talking about. You don't get high. You're sober as shit. Sorry it didn't work out for you, but bitch, it's me. It's me right here.
Yeah.
You feel what I mean?
I feel you for sure.
You know what I mean? But so I like the energy that it brings because it's yo, word. It's just like any other thing that's bought. Even maybe better. It's better than alcohol and cigarettes because we ain't dying over it. For a fact.
Yeah. No, I mean it's definitely better than alcohol or cigarettes. What do you mean? I mean there's.
But I'm
cigarettes.
Saying
cigarettes, there's really no point to. And alcohol, do whatever you want, but have fun, drink. I drink too. But it's the simple fact that you're not gonna die from getting too high. You can die from getting too drunk, from drinking too much booze. You can't do that with trees. So at that point, like, why is this even a discussion? Just let people, like, we're going to control what somebody does that doesn't fucking, like, doesn't affect you whatsoever. Like, that was always my thing. Like, why is it someone else's business, like, what the fuck I do if it's not affecting them?
Word, bro.
You know, like, if I'm not bothering you, like, why are you even talking to me? Like, I don't understand this. Like, just like, you're just like mad about something, and that's what like always blew my mind. And especially with weed, like to me, there's no argument otherwise being like, you can't die from weed, and like.
But that's more the reason why it should be federal. That's more the reason why it shouldn't be looked at something that's negative. That's more the reason why I love that the industry that we're in and we're part of, because we're a part of seeing the growth, man. That's the biggest part that I always like stress to myself. The growth that is happening, this will never happen again.
150 billion in the world, right?
150 billion. Like my man Birdman said, 150 billion on a skinny top.
But who knows? I mean, like, you think I guess
150 billion on a skinny tie. You dig me,
dude? It's it'll be massive. That's what's exciting. We rolling. What's next?
We rolling, G. All right, let's go. Let's bring up some fucking current news, though. I got some. Let's talk about it, my G. Let's talk about it, man. All right. So this is something personal, more not really in the cannabis industry, because this nigga don't even smoke weed. But
yeah.
He don't smoke weed, but a lot of people that went to jail with him definitely smoke weed. But let's go get into, you know, my boy Tekashi. Well, not my boy, but Tekashi 6ix9ine. Now Tekashi 6ix9ine don't smoke weed.
Why not?
Tekashi, that's Trey White.
What's wrong with that?
No, well, so
why not?
If you guys don't know,
it's like one of his things. Does he do other drugs?
Wait. Let's break it down. If you guys don't know Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's one of the biggest artists in New York City right now. Might be in the game. Period. Well, Bobby, hold on, show me the little guy.
I was looking to take. I'll take a hit of the blunt, please.
That's good. Stay for this conversation real quick. So, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Have a seat, Bobby.
He is. Yeah, have a seat. You want to have a seat? Hold on.
Yeah, I can for a bit.
Let
me move your satchel.
Nah, this is the bag. You heard 100 grand in here. You dig? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dig?
Whatever you say, man.
Nice. Don't talk to me twice.
100 grand an hour use.
Yeah. You better pay me. I'm gonna take it in, but okay. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
You know who this fucking guy is?
Yeah, he's screwed.
Wait, so let me give a little background. Yes. So Tekashi 6ix9ine, he is a New York rapper. A new New York rapper. He just came out probably like a year ago. Probably a year ago this time. He just had his first single. He is received.
A little more.
Yeah, it's probably a year and change. Maybe 14 months, 15 months tops. But fuck. Damn.
Come on, man.
You was trying to pass me the blunt, bro.
Oh yeah, that was definitely my fault. My bad.
I was just mad that I did that. Fuck, bro. Alright. Tekashi 6ix9ine, he probably came out a year ago, probably 15 months tops. He received a lot of success quick. He did 10 for 10 Billboard charted songs on the Billboard. He's been a lot of success on YouTube.
I got it.
He's a big streaming artist, like 40.
You can't look at him and not think he's guilty.
Okay.
That's the problem.
Okay. Yeah, I want to skip it, so I'm trying to give a little background.
I understand.
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Go on.
Okay.
What did he do? I want to know what he did.
He's been repeatedly known to troll. You know what trolling is?
Use like Instagram and shit. Like
yes.
trolling a motherfucker.
See. For you to not know that as a part of this story is I didn't explain Tekashi 6ix9ine right. So Tekashi 6ix9ine is used trolling in Instagram. Effectively to get people emotional, mad, sad, or indifferent. They tune into what he does. He usually uses the slang of the slogan "suck my dick" and Treyway.
He usually uses
it's very provocative.
"Suck my dick."
For real, it's very provocative.
He commented on anything too. He didn't care.
Yeah, and
it's really ridiculous at one point because he was just commenting on everything on his like feed one day.
So he's just fucking all right.
He's just that guy.
So he uses these slogans and these remarks and his crazy tattoos.
Slogans.
Yeah.
His tattoos and his appearance to not only market himself but his music, and it's worked out for him. And to be quite honestly and quite frank, he's not fucking good, but he surrounds himself with people that is good in the music, and he promotes his fucking music.
But that's also like.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
Got to give you more background. Then you got to rebuttal. This last couple months, he's been in a lot of like feud with other people, and this last couple feuds, he's got himself robbed. He's a blood gang member. I don't know if I explained this.
Okay.
He's a blood gang member, and he like his antics of his slogan "suck my dick" and telling people that has caused him to get into a lot of problems, and people want to hurt him over this. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know if that's something you want to hurt somebody over, but people take it to real offense in life. But at this point right now, him being a blood, and which I really don't feel that he really was a real gang member. I think he used the publicity of him being from a neighborhood where that's from, and those people wanted money, and he wanted protection, and he used both of these things to sell himself, have these people next to him. But so now
his lawyer said.
Word.
That's the first thing his lawyer said.
But that's really the truth, though. That's really because if you would see Daniel Hernandez, which is Tekashi 6ix9ine, he's a regular Mexican descent kid from Brooklyn. I don't think he's some killer because in his songs he portrays to be some blood gang member that he probably would hurt you now just because he's worth so much money, and because people would hurt you over the money he has supposedly. Now you know what I mean, but. A lot of things been going wrong with this kid. So let me get into our point. He's recently just fired his whole management because they were blood gang members as well, and he feel like they were robbing him. Pretty much, he got paid $300,000 off a deal that they were paid $3 million, and he only got $300,000. His management like fucked him, so he fired everybody. A week later, they all go into jail. They got federally indicted with racketeering and conspiracy. Conspiracy, I don't know if anybody knows the conspiracy. All they need to is you need to have a conversation with like. Next to somebody, and you're a part of it. Literally, bro. That can bring you conspired into a situation. But pretty much they're saying Tekashi's money, he was funding drugs and weapons. And not only he was funding drugs and weapons, that he was a mastermind in this drug organization because he used his music to sell himself to get money and use that money to excel the gang. So they're wrapping all this up. And now he's going to jail for pretty much life. They're charging him with life, and he has 5 other co-defendants, and they're all being charged with, like, if you know any type of gang racketeering, it's like a life sentence, pretty much 25 to life. In New York State, 25 to life is life. But it's crazy because, this kid used the publicity of being in a part of an illegal organization, and now it pretty much fucked him because every song he's talking about being a part of this illegal organization and doing this, doing that. And plenty of people from his neighborhood or around the Brooklyn neighborhood are doing 20, 50, 100 years around gang member situations. So it's just sad to see a kid like that. Oh, not sad because if you would see this kid,
have you seen him? Have you seen him?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you see Tekashi.
I fucking love it.
It's crazy, bro. Because right now, so.
Like, wait, real quick, when you say, like, he uses shit to,
go ahead. So rebuttal on Tekashi 6ix9ine. What do you feel about that situation? A young kid.
I like your perspective. I like the way you tell the story. I know nothing about it. So what you're telling me right now,
but he's mad ignorant.
My first.
If you see him, he'll probably suck my dick.
No shit. Now
Treyway,
what you told me. His slogan, "Suck my dick." And what was the other one? What was the other one? Treyway. You gotta say it like Treyway.
He says Treyway. You ever seen his video?
Yeah, but like, is the slogan's not Treyway? It's Treyway.
Oh, stupid. You hear him?
Yeah, these are all his slogans. Why do you call them slogans? Is that what he says? Is slogans?
I would see it as a slogan because he uses it to.
That's like their tagline.
Yeah, it's a slogan, bro. Because
like,
if you look at Tekashi 6ix9ine, these are the things that you think. Off rip, and he's a walking billboard.
Like, just from like I've seen Instagram, of course. I don't know.
See you later, Bob.
I don't know who the fuck he is. Yeah. Really, I know he's a rapper, but I knew he's in some gang shit, got in trouble for racketeering, whatever. But like, it's incredible to see like somebody just like push the buttons like that, and it's like you make a choice to like push your image behind like being a blood or some shit like that. Right. But like, I mean, like, who's? I mean, I don't fucking know what. I mean, he like Bobby said, like, there's a bunch of people out there who are gonna look at him and be like, that motherfucker definitely did it. Like, there's some people who just like after they see him with the hair, hopefully he's not wearing a fucking grill.
Yeah.
Leave the grill at home, Tekashi.
Grill, he has multiple tattoos on his face, bro. He has his whole face.
Yeah.
It's 6. He has 6 knots.
That ain't helping you.
On his face. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying they're gonna look at you and you know what I mean. Excuse my French, but excuse my friend. They're gonna look at you as a nigga regardless. He is a nigga child to them. He's like little nigga.
For sure. Well, yeah, with the people.
I don't want to be I don't want to be like nigga. But it's not no disrespect. That's what it really is. Looked at.
No.
Now he portrays that.
I understand.
That's who he say he is. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna look at you like that. And because the story goes on. So while he's in jail now, his team or whoever that's still supporting him or releasing his music gets leaked. Now I don't know if you know.
I heard that.
So his music being
so
leaked.
Now what did she said the other day?
He won't go platinum?
He's
not going platinum?
That's what he said in the car the other day.
He's been saying, yo, I'm going to go 11 for 11, 12 for 12. I honestly like, because his new record is called, his new album is called, what's it called? Fucking Day 6 now. It's called Dummy Child, or Dummy Kid, or some shit like that. Dummy Boy. His new record, it was scheduled to go, he had a lot of big names. Kanye, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I heard that.
Kanye, Nicki Minaj, Gunna. Just a lot of names that he had on this album. You would think Tory Lanez. You know what I mean? You think like, damn, he might really go platinum again, or go leave 12 for 12, 13 for 13. Like literally, this kid's been using his songs like they're like basketball games, and like he was like, yeah, I'm 12, like, or they're like boxing matches. That's better to say. Like I got 12 for 12, 13 for 13, and he was supposed to set up for this, but I mean. His team is saying like people should be waiting for his project to drop, which it just dropped yesterday, and now the project is out by the label, so it's not. So before it was like illegally streamed music, and he can't make money off it. So it's the people that was representing his music was like, yo, y'all should still look out for Tekashi. Wait for to come out and play it on the stream broadcast, so you can because that's supporting the artist. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, yeah, that's cool, whatever. That's like whatever, but bro, like. Motherfuckers don't care. Tekashi don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Tekashi was
that's what I love about it.
Nobody give no fuck.
It's
like,
hilarious, but like at the same time, like,
but that's
that sucks, dude.
But that he brought that energy by him. Not to say, because I ain't trying to wish jail on nobody. Bro.
I'm impartial
that's
to
whack.
it. Like,
that's
like,
whack.
we're like, I mean, like, what, like, not to be like what you think was gonna happen, but like, we're like, that's what that could get you.
You bring energy.
You gotta understand that. Like, you gotta understand. Like, you associate yourself. Like, I'm a blood. Like, oh, word, you're doing that. Now you got eyes. Now you got eyes on you, criticizing every move you make. You know what I mean? You're allowed. Most people are allowed this much slack. You put yourself in that category. Now you're allowed this much. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just by saying I'm a blood, I'm a gang member, I'm this, like. Yeah, that's what that happens, yo. People, you get a harsher punishment when you do.
I think it's not even because you could be a gangman, you could be a gangster and a gentleman, and you could be a businessman. Literally, a gang affiliation.
Yeah, but I mean, like, but what I'm saying is, like, for him, he's like, suck my dick, stupid. They're like, we gotta get this motherfucker off the street. This is a danger to society. Like, yo, for sure. Like, I get that, and what he does is hilarious because he pushes every button and he gets people going. Like,
it's provocative.
It's provocative. Yeah,
it's provocative.
And I mean, it's an entertainer. Like a master entertainer at that point.
Honestly,
what does he have on Instagram?
Let's get like a fucking on the good side of Tekashi. He's definitely he understands what publicity does and like propaganda. He understands what real what I put out, whatever I put out, they're gonna believe. Honestly, I thought when he got robbed, it was fake and he set it up, but it was like. Now to seeing like the whole shit went down with him and he's down, like he got this sentence, and I feel for him, but like. Energy is a big thing, and what I would say about this situation, only reason I wanted to...
You don't like the suck my dick energy?
Nah. See, that's because in that type of environment, like, that's what I was saying earlier. Suck my dick, people be dying over that shit. People be straight wilding over suck my dick. Like, and I understand it, bro. I've been in a situation even with, I feel like, yo, I should have did some craziness off of that line. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, nah, for sure.
And where I'm from, people be like, yo, you don't invite no man to the Frank stand. That's what you say. That's what you say. And that's just what it is. So, him inviting that energy to all different type of men already inflicts violence. And then when you like, yo, we in LA right now. He was coming to LA. I don't know if you know, this is another little rap beef he was having with another LA artist. It was YG's artist, yes. But he stopped him from performing one time. And it's been Tekashi was coming out to LA and doing shows, but it was more like he was like here for a little second, like running around with armed security and people hired and then leaving. Like, but he was trolling the whole time. What I mean by trolling, like, yeah, suck my dick, I'm here, LA, suck my dick. He did it to Chicago, he had beef with people in Chicago, suck my dick, Chicago, and like he brought a lot of negative energy. So
it's taunting people.
And you know what it is too? He got rainbow hair, he got tattoos. He's like 5'6", 5'7". You're like, who are you talking to, my G? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? People like, who you talking to, bro? Like, you ain't about to, but you blood, he blood too. And like, understand in that world, those titles could mean a lot if you make it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, he's serious about that. It can be respected as serious. And he was running around respected as serious, but he was wilding, but he was like a game. He was laughing. He playing with these grown ass men. And that's the thing.
How old is this dude?
He's in his 20s, probably younger 20s.
Let's find out his age.
Daniel Hernandez. But him bringing that energy.
His name's Daniel Hernandez?
Yeah. But him being in that place now, it strips you of all of that.
They're in court right now calling Tekashi 6'9" Daniel.
22 years old. He was born 96.
He's 22. Holy shit, he's young.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. And I look at this situation like he's in a place now, but ain't no faking. All that shit go out the window.
Yeah.
All that security, all that. Hopefully you got a bag to pay for it. But that shit gonna end. And then that shit is not always respected too. You know what I'm saying? You can pay for some shit. But everybody ain't gonna respect that paying shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Somebody else that can't pay for it gonna take it at a certain point. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, I just say to him like, yo, or I say to that situation, I just see another young person get swallowed up by that same persona that I don't want to be a part of. That same person that you have to be a part of that industry. That really gives me the same reluctancy to show my life now on the camera now. To even do a fucking podcast. But like now I might say some shit that like people might think I'm the wrong way and might want to bring some energy towards me because they think, but I'm like, yo, just the truth. It's fucking true. But and that's what Tekashi gonna have to live now because people gonna test that. What you said? Suck my what?
Yeah, but see, like that's the thing. You really think somebody? You think he'll actually go to jail?
You said really? He's
not
in jail.
Really. I'm not saying like. Do you really think he'll be in jail forever?
No.
You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like he'll definitely like.
So
it's gonna be a big scandal, but like yo, that show will go on. That show's not just gonna fade away, type shit. You know what I mean?
He was never. He was. That's another thing. Him being affiliation of what he came. Those people.
Him being in jail almost strengthens his fucking like image, his persona.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just being even more real. I told you I was blood like a motherfucker.
Him if he take it the right way, but it's energy in there. It's energy. He came off with an energy. He was an MDC, bro.
MDC is NBC.
MDC.
Oh, what the fuck's that?
That's the Metropolitan Detention.
I said NBC.
Yo,
that shit is NBC?
That shit is the jail, bro. That shit is in Manhattan.
Right.
I mean, it's in Brooklyn.
That ain't NBC, right?
It's in Manhattan. It's in the city somewhere. It's either Manhattan or Brooklyn.
Yeah, I know. I saw the article. Yeah. Where is that now? It's like fuck.
No, he got out of there. But that's serious. That's serious. That's like not even. That's nothing to play with. Although people get out of there, you can be safe in there. Energy. You can't be rainbow hair. You could be, but you gotta be about that shit. That shit. Honestly, we will all figure this out. If Tekashi come out still talking about suck my dick and he might be about that shit. You might be like, yo, we gotta let Tekashi ride.
He should, bro. He should.
If he come back out on like suck my dick, fuck it. I'm about this life. I did the jail. I was in, especially if it's
he's gonna come out if he gets his phone back right when they release him. He's gonna be like, I'm in MDC, suck my dick. That'd be great though. That would be fun.
So I wish that brother nothing but peace and blessings, man. He just got to get it together. I hope he fixes his energy while he does that time, that sit down. I hope he grows his regular hair color out and get it together, my G. Because I ain't mad at the hustle. Because I respect, and let me say this too. I respect what he did for the game. And you gotta understand that. He showed you that, I can, it don't matter what nobody said. Yeah. Especially if he comes out of this, because it's still a testament to truth. If he makes it, even if he does some time. Because at the end of the day, you gotta tell him, all right, fuck it. If he does 2 years and he actually makes it through safe and sound, he might get a little scuffle, a little bruise and burn, whatever. Boom. If he makes it out as a man, nobody violates him to a point where he don't want to kill himself, and he can, and life goes on. Shit, and he got a couple mil, and he don't even beat Tekashi no more. He got 12 Billboard tracks, and he can just be fucking Daniel somewhere.
Yeah, right.
He could do that at a point.
I'll tell you, he's Daniel right now. They're addressing him as Daniel.
Oh, he's Daniel.
Yeah, he's Daniel.
I hope you're on his So Yes Sir. Chill. So Yes
He's
Sir.
Daniel,
He's
motherfucker.
good,
right now,
yeah. So peace to him. Well, what else we got to bring up, man?
I got nothing else, man. Nothing for. I think we good. So all right, now I see it on the edge. You're on page 3 with Tekashi and this shit.
I'm glad you just said that. I thought this was the cranberry juice. I was about to chug this. Goddamn.
That was good, yo.
That was good. So was this?
That
This
was
is
good.
set. So all right. So we wrapped it up. This is Sesh Podcast episode 2
or 1.
or 1. We don't even know, bro. We lit though. We lit. This is a good episode. So let's give it up for the fucking Sesh.
So we'll be back, yo.
We back, man. We want to shout out our sponsors, Rising Tech. We want to shout out Gab Nation. We want to shout out all the weeds that you send us, but we ain't got nobody. We had to buy this weed, so we ain't shouting them out. Send it to us, and we're going to give you a shout out on the sponsor. It's Trees and Breeze. Sometime High. It's Breeze. Beverly Cave. You know what it is. The Sesh Podcast. You did. All right. Damn, I never press records. Psych, look at this nigga face.
I was like, come on, bro.
I hate you.
Slacking.
I hate you.
You would have never told me that, too. Me knowing you wouldn't have said nothing right there.
All right. All right, now.
That was good, though. That was good.
For a fact, though.
All right, turn that shit off now.
Right.